Howdy everybody, working through this $6 million man. I wanted to show you a real common problem on these old BALLYs. Let me fire up a game, show you what I'm talking about. So if you ever played one of these old BALLYs, you've probably shot some of these stand-up targets. And let's just say this one here, if I press it, it'll score every time I press it. Keep pressing, it'll keep going. But during gameplay, if I throw a ball at it, you saw that? Didn't score. It'll score about 7 or 8 out of 10 times with the ball. There it didn't go again. And it's not that the switch isn't closing, because it just has to go a little bit. The switch is closing. What it is somebody has cut the capacitor off the back of it. So on these old BALLYs, the computer is real primitive, and this computer is going through all these switches, scanning. Is there switches closed? And say the ball hits here and it's scanning over here, it'll miss it. It goes so fast. Use your finger, it'll catch it because it's going slow. But even the ball going really fast, it will not be looking for the switch to be closed when it is closed. So you put a capacitor on the back of it, and these were installed from the factory. And the way I know that, the way you can know that, is if you get the manual out, and this is a switch matrix. So just one of these stand-up targets. Whoops, here we go. Well, there's the down post. Let's find one of these middle target here. That little symbol there, the front of my finger with a dirty nail. I have been working on pinball machines, so that's the symbol for a capacitor. So it goes between the banded end of the diode on one side, so that little triangle with the little line in front of it, that's the diode. The little line in front of the triangle, that's the banded side of the diode. So it goes between the banded side of the diode and basically the other side of the switch. It loops around. So if we look under the play field, what you're going to find is some operator has cut out all these capacitors. So here's a good example right here. You can see, if I can get it to focus here, there we go. You see that lead there, and there's another lead right there. There's supposed to be a capacitor across that. What that capacitor does, it's essentially like a little tiny battery, and it charges up. And when it gets that, it extends what the closed signal. So it makes that switch look closed longer than it really is, so that the computer in the back box can come by and see that it's closed, so that it'll register them, and you won't miss those switches. So all you got to do, if you find a BALLY like this and they've been cut out, and a lot of them have been, I mean the majority of them have been. So what the deal was, sometimes these capacitors would short out, and if they short out, then the switch is going to look closed all the time, and you can't play the game like that. So you buy a new little capacitor, they're pennies, and just solder them across here, and you're good to go. And then you won't miss those shots. Makes the game a lot more fun to play when you, especially if it's a significant goal that you're trying to get to, and you're almost there. Maybe you're playing in a tournament and you're just one shot away and you hit it and it doesn't score. Very frustrating. So it's best to get those things back in there.